soldier. I've got new orders for you.
So one of the things you'll notice that's a change from what we've shown in the past is our method of skill acquisition. So you'll notice as Sarah kills things, you're going to notice her unlocking her skills on her weapon. So the reason we chose to do this is because we thought the old method that we were using, which was that all skills were acquired by buying them from a trainer, wasn't really teaching the game very well. It wasn't teaching players the association between skills and weapons. And we really wanted to bring that home. And so we've got this system now where you unlock all of the weapon skills by using the weapon. And we don't want this to be a grindy thing. We don't want it to be the sort of thing where once you unlock the skills, you have to maintain them or anything like that. It's just a simple way of players gaining the skills and sort of gradually getting into it so they can learn things at kind of a nice pace. So you'll notice, for example, Sarah's halfway done with unlocking that second skill, and she's very early in the tutorial still.
Need your help, soldier. Tribune Brimstone has ordered me to the crypt. Too torn up to make it.
What's so important that the Blood Legion Tribune is there?
Ghost of Tiberitan is far more powerful than we thought. His army just broke through our defenses. Whitlock's about to fight him head on. If he succeeds, it'll be weeks before the Ghost reforms, and we can rebuild our perimeter.
On my way.
So we just learned that Whitlock, who's one of our heroes, is off fighting the ghost of Duke Barradin. Duke Barradin was a prominent character in Guild Wars 1, so we get to see his ghost. One of the other things that you'll notice is we've replaced our energy mechanic. So last time we showed the game, we had that bar over on the right-hand side above the second set of skills was a blue energy bar with potions that refilled it. So the thing that used to do is it would deplete whenever you use skills, but especially when you dodged. And we wanted the dodge mechanic to be a lot more prominent in the game. And so what we did is we disassociated that from the skills. So skills no longer use up that bar, it's simply a dodge bar. And what that will allow us to do is, A, we were able to make the dodge mechanic a little more powerful. So for example,
Achtung, Marcel
pause there.
Möchte bitte umgehend zum Meeting Point Halle 10-1 kommen. Seine Mutter wartet dort auf ihn. Ich wiederhole. Marcel Kwicimski möchte bitte umgehend zum Meeting Point Halle 10-1 kommen. Die Mutter wartet dort auf ihn. Vielen Dank.
Okay. So let's continue. So the reason why we made that a dodge bar is we can make the dodge more powerful since that's what it does. So for example, when you dodge now, you're immune to anything that would hit you. So in addition to just dodging out of the way, it's a way to mitigate damage. And then the other thing we can do is we can manipulate that bar. So we can do things like allow the thief profession, for example, to recharge their allies' dodge bars. And then that gives the thief a really kind of in-character way to help out his allies and support them. And help them mitigate damage. So you'll notice Sarah's run into our first event here, which is she's defending the gate. This Legionnaire over here has closed the gate and is not allowing anyone through. And we've got a couple other players here. And one of the things that we really want to emphasize about our dynamic event system is the common goals that it gives players. We've got a bunch of players here who are not communicating with each other, but they all know that they're supposed to be helping each other because they've got the common goal of that event that they're in the radius of. And you'll notice now, again, we've got a group of players who are going through this area, and they're all working together, they're all helping each other. They all have the same goal, which is to get to Whitlock. So in talking about our skill systems, you notice Sarah's unlocked skill number 2, and she's about halfway, it looks like, to unlocking skill number 3. So again, nothing that's that's intended to be grindy, just a really quick thing to help people learn their weapons. So we've got another event here. And one thing to note also is that our events dynamically scale. So the more players that are here, the larger these waves of ghosts that the players need to defeat will get. And if players leave in between waves, the event will also detect that and kind of make the wave smaller as well. So there's Duke Baradin. We're in his crypt, and that's a statue of him up there. So this is an example of the type of gameplay that we want players to be able to experience early on. We want them to have big epic boss battles. We don't want them to have to wait until they get into the end of the game to experience things like this. So a couple of things here. We've expanded out the boss battles a little bit that we have at the very beginning of our tutorials. So Duke Baradin's going to do a lot of different things. So you notice he has a scream there that causes everyone to run away in fear. We went back and revamped some of the bosses that we've previously shown. So if you go back onto the show floor and you play against the Earth Elemental in the Human tutorial, or if you play against the Ice Worm in the Norn tutorial, you'll notice that they have new things that they do. Another thing to notice is we've got a boss camera now. So we changed the field of view a little bit. We've pulled back a little bit so that people can clearly see some of our large, kind of impressive bosses. Again, Duke Baradin is a boss that will scale since he's an event boss, so he will scale with the number of players. The way we scale bosses is, in addition to scaling their health, we'll unlock new abilities for them. We'll unlock abilities that are better at dealing with groups, and this is also that we don't have a boss that's balanced for 2 people, and then when 10 people get in, it dies in 5 seconds, and it's not really fun for anybody. We're really just trying to maintain the difficulty of the boss. So you see one of our players went down there and Sarah was able to revive him. That's another thing that we want is players to react to the situations that are on the battlefield and to give players a lot of tools where they can react sort of differently.
Wir bitten um Ihre Aufmerksamkeit.
Another one.
Michael Driesen wird am Meeting Point Halle 10.1 von Luca Huiermann erwartet. Ich wiederhole, Michael Driesen wird am Meeting Point Halle 10.1 von Luca Huiermann erwartet. Attention, Mr. Luca Huiermann is waiting for his friends Mr. Michael Driesen in Hall 10.1 at the meeting point. I repeat, Mr. Luca Huiermann is waiting for his friend Mr. Michael Driesen in Hall 10.1 at the meeting point. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we're going to end our low-level Char thing here, and we'll take a look at the Asura Guardian and a little bit of more high-level play.
And that's how